We're going to start Squawkabilly into active, and unfortunately we did lose the coin flip, so we're going first. I would love to go second so we can poison this musculature here, but unfortunately we cannot. We'll bench a Fezandipiti, just play our Gravity Mountain. I don't think the Clefairy is going to come into play unless they're playing Raging Bolt, and looking at the Espeon sleeves, I don't think we are. So we're just going to commit, Squawk and seize away this pretty good hand here, and just get ourselves, there we go, Okidogi, we can attach there, play Nest Ball, and then find ourselves a Latias to get the Squawkabilly out of the active. And you know what? I'm going to leave Squawkabilly in the active here. I don't want them to do damage to my Okidogi. I do want to get the Poisonous Musculature off next turn because the rest of my hand, not really great either. I think maybe Nest Balling for a Tatsugiri might have been better, but I committed to the Latias just in case I can do it next turn if they whiff. Here's an Earthen Vessel. It's going to be a Curlia, so it's looking like Gardevoir with the Squawkabilly EX in it, which is kind of crazy. I was worried about Raging Bolt when I saw that. Okay, never mind. It is fully Gardevoir. I guess Squawkabilly is a good way to discard energy early. I will admit. Is he cooking here? 2-second energy into the discard. And what's great about Gardevoir is that it is Dark Weak. So we have the advantage here. Let's see if this comes into fruition. And that means my Squawkabilly will most likely live since they are playing Gardevoir. They do need to find a Ralts. They'll go for the Mew on the Ultra Ball. Bench a Screamtail. Bench the Mew. Play Arven. So Arven before Squawkabilly. It's fair. Probably for Buddy Poffin. Secret Box and TM Evo. But that means he needs to discard the TM Evo with that Secret Box. Here's Earthen Vessel. Never mind. Throw away Super Rod for 2 energy. Still needs to discard the TM Evo. Here's a Secret Box. Throw away all of that. They have a bunch of energy in the discard now, which is pretty good. Because we're going first, we're going to need to really try and go for this Chain Craze turn 1. Because wasting a turn to Poisonous Musculature at that point would probably result in death to my Okidogi. They go for the Buddy Poffin for 2 Ralts. Luckily no Badoo. I mean, if they had a Badoo, then I would maybe go for the Poisonous Musculature. But they're attempting to go for TM Evo here. They have no energy. Here's a Squawk and Seize after all that. 6 new cards. And then there's no energy in the new hand because I guess we discarded too many. And they don't get that Evo off. So that means I am a little bit more inclined to go for the Poisonous Musculature here in case they find Rare Candy Gardevoir next turn, right? So let's see. We do find the Arven. Let's go for Arven. Bravery Charm. Oh look, our trolley is prized. What do we need? Let's go for Nest Ball for our Tatsugiri, just to ensure some consistency, because we always want to go for Tatsugiri and then Pecharunt our thing into the active. We can attach a Bravery Charm to Okidogi, and then we can retreat into Okidogi. Go for this Poisonous Musculature. Go for the Poisonous Musculature. This is a tongue twister to say. And I'm opting for the Bravery Charm here because I want to ensure I don't die to like a Drifloon. I don't think they can get the KO here. But God forbid they do, they would need a lot more. And I am hitting weakness on Gardevoir, so I don't need to go for the Binding Mochi. I don't need to hit 300 for any certain reason. So that's my choice to the Bravery Charm. Here's a Curlia from the hand. And now an Artisan for a Munkidori. There's the first Munkidori. We're going to play Arven for Ultra Ball and Bravery Charm. Here's an Ultra Ball. Throwing away Clefairy and the Bravery Charm they just found. For Gardevoir EX. Rare Candy into Gardevoir. They have it in hand. Wow. Dark Attach on a Squawkabilly to retreat. Retreating the Squawk. Pushing the Screamtail. They just threw away the Bravery Charm though, so here's a restart. The max damage they can do is what, 160? It is enough to kill my Squawkabilly, unfortunately. There's 1, there's 2. In that case, I should have Bravery Charmed the Squawk just to save it, but I was so confident that they wouldn't be able to get their Gardevoir here, but they have Rare Candy, Arven in hand. It's kind of crazy, no? There's the 80 damage on a Screamtail. Roaring Scream. Okay, so now we're going to need to find Munkidori Dark Energy. So we have the Artisan for Munkidori. I just need to find the Fezandipiti to kill the Screamtail. We're going to take 2. I'll take another damage to poison. Here's a Pecharunt, that's pretty good. Here's an Artisan first. Let's go for the Munkidori. And we can bench the Pecharunt and try to dig for a supporter if our Fezandipiti does not get us there. We'll find Crispin. So Crispin does get us there. We can now bounce our Artisan with Gravity Mountain. And we can go for Crispin for Dark and Psychic. Oh, I did not mean to use Crispin on the Psychic. I did that wrong. But anyway, we're going to attach this both on Munkidori at this point. We're going to Adrena Brain to kill the Screamtail because I do need to take 2 prizes this turn. Like so. Bang. Taking out the Screamtail with Munkidori. Do we find a boss's orders off the prize cards? We find a Dark Energy. Okay. And now we're looking for a boss to kill that Gardevoir. I can dig for it by using Pecharunt. Actually, I can't. I was thinking maybe I can retreat into Tatsugiri and then Pecharunt the Okidogi again. That's right. Okay. So let's retreat into Tatsugiri. Track customers. We're digging for boss. We're going to find the boss. I used Crispin already, so never mind. I lied. We're just gonna go for Poisonous Musculature. Not again. We're gonna go for Subjugating Chains. For some reason, I don't know why. I use Crispin. I wish I just top decked that energy instead, so I didn't have to use Crispin, but it's fine. We'll go for Bravery Charm on, let's see. Let's put on Fezandipiti, just to protect that from a Scream Tail, and we can Chain Craze 260 to KO the Squawkabilly, and now we match the prizes. Actually, we go ahead in the prize trade. We take the Scream Tail, and then they give me a Squawk to take out. So, they did value it over Munkidori and Kirlia. And we're gonna take 1 poison damage. I don't know why Pokemon TCGL is glitched out, man. This is not how it's supposed to look. Here's a Munkidori. They'll Bravery Charm their Mew, play Earthen Vessel, throwing away Psychic for 2 more Psychic. They'll play the Research, so now all their Psychic energy is in the discard. Like, all 8. They have 11 cards left in deck. They have everything they need, so I just need to keep my Okidogi here alive and then kill that Gardevoir. Here's a flip. Tatsugiri is so good in Pecharunt decks because you can always just promote it and then move whatever Pokemon you need after with Pecharunt. So you can guarantee a supporter every turn. It's pretty good. Second Gardevoir now online. Psychic Embrace. And of course, like every Gardevoir player we face on this channel, they are 4 minutes ahead of me. As in, they've used 4 minutes longer than me on the match timer. There's 2 energies onto this Gardevoir via Psychic Embrace, so they can get some damage on play. Retreat it into their Munkidori. Use Adrena Brain, moving 30 damage onto the Okidogi. Psychic Embrace again. They are now down to 11 minutes on the clock remaining. 1 onto Munkidori. It's looking like a Mind Bend is coming into play here. Except I have Pecharunt, so I don't really know why this was the play chosen. Here's a Mind Bend. I will be confused, but I can just retreat it and then Pecharunt back into the active, and then boss up their Gardevoir. So, yeah, anyway. Let's attach onto Pecharunt here. We can retreat into Tatsugiri, and then boss up their Gardevoir. Let's do the one with damage on it, and then we can Pecharunt the Okidogi back into the active. And we're hitting 520 damage because we're poisoned. So, we're looking pretty good here. Looking pretty good. We can hold on to this E-Switch. Do we need to Super Rod anything? No, we don't. And we can Adrena Brain, but they can just move the damage back, so not really a big deal. Let's just go for Chain Craze, 520 damage, taking out this Gardevoir. Maybe I should have Adrena Brained onto the Gardevoir itself just to reduce the damage a little bit, but I'm pretty sure we're losing this Okidogi next turn. So, if that lack of due diligence bites me in the ass, that will be my fault, and I will take accountability for it. We have 1 prize left. We are 1 energy away from a Pecharunt EX attack, and that should just finish the game, so I'm pretty okay with this. There's a Night Stretcher. They'll bounce my Gravity Mountain with Artisan. Go for the Psychic Embrace. 1 onto itself, 2 onto itself. So it's looking like a Miracle Force. It will be able to take out the Okidogi. Here's a Counter Catcher onto my Pecharunt. They'll attach Dark to Munkidori. Adrena Brain. They have 60 damage to move here. 30 off the Gardevoir to my Latias. And 30 off the Gardevoir again onto Latias. I'm waiting for this Iono really patiently. I just realized I was hovering over that Psychic Energy. That's my bad. Here's Iono, down to 1. Luckily, we do have the Fezandipiti. And that's why we Bravery Charm our Fezandipiti, guys. Just so the double Munkidori does not KO it. There's a Janine off the top. Luckily, we do have Tatsugiri. Luckily, we do have Artisan to shuffle the deck. And then we have Fezandipiti to draw into a few cards. So I think that's okay. Here's a Miracle Force. Wait, actually, we can just promote Okidogi and take the KO, no? We need a Pecharunt to make it poisoned. So let's go promote Tatsugiri. And get the Arven off the top. Let's go for Artisan to shuffle up the deck a little bit. We have 1 more Pecharunt. We have a Boss, Bloodmoon, anything. We just need a Nest Ball, basically. All we need is a Nest Ball. So flip the script. We have the Arven actually, so I don't know why I'm being pressed about it, but Night Stretcher, got ourselves Pecharunt, and then we just Pecharunt our Okidogi into active. That Dark Weakness, man. Is Okidogi the play right now? Because of how prominent Gardevoir is in the meta. That strong Dark type is really strong. I don't know. Could be. Precious Trolley, our last prize. Luckily, we were able to make it through the game without it. But yeah, first game with Okidogi EX against Gardevoir. It's pretty good matchup, I'd say. Let's get into another one. Alright, while we're loading up into our second game here, quick announcement. I will be traveling all of next week, so there's gonna be no videos next week, no streams, of course. I haven't even streamed, but when I'm back, we will do some streams, and of course, some new uploads. I've been looking for decks, guys, so throw your deck recommendations in the chat so I can play some. I have like Gengar cooking maybe, Gone Tinglu as a recommendation. It's kind of hard to play really rogue decks in this format. Some decks are just so oppressive, right? So we're gonna start this Munkidori here, and going first again. CMU in the active. This may be a leave Munkidori in the active moment. Let's go for Nest Ball. Get ourselves Okidogi. Attach Return onto there, and yeah, we can pass. Next turn, there is a way we get that attack off. We need the Pecharunt, and we need a Janine and an Energy Switch, which we have. Here's an Earthen Vessel on the Psychic Energy. For Dark and Psychic, wow, this deck is blinged out. It's looking like some Ralts about to come down. 2 Ralts. Here's the Iono. I mean, hey, does this get me into a Trolley slash Pecharunt? Oh my god, it does. Okay, so Pecharunt and Tatsugiri coming down into the hand. Here's Artisan. They're gonna find a Screamtail, so no Badoo off the Artisan. Attach return onto Screamtail, and then slap for 30? Now, why would we do that, my friend? Okay. Oh, and the top deck Janine. So that's pretty fantastic. So now all we need to do is find ourselves E-Switch to attack, right? Let's check Artisan to refresh our deck a little bit. We have the Janine to attach to Okidogi and then Pecharunt. And then we can attach return onto Okidogi to take out the Screamtail. But is that the way? Is that the move right now to enable Counter Catcher? Let's just do it. Oh well. Bang bang. So 2 energy, 1 on the Okidogi, 1 on the Pecharunt. Attach onto the Okidogi here. And then we're going to save ourselves from poison damage for now. Go for the Chain Craze 260 for the single prize knockout and the Screamtail. I guess it wastes an energy into their discard, which is good for them. That's what they're looking for. Also, second Gardevoir deck, by the way. 2 in a row. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, everyone is just obsessed with Gardevoir again. And we gotta deal with it. So, here's Immune active to go for Artisan again for Munkidori. Here's a Nest Ball for Fez, I'm assuming. Fezandipiti. They will flip the script. Rare Candy Gardevoir. We are live. 2 energies in the discard. Let's see. Can they find the KO here? Here's a Curlia. Here's a Night Stretcher for Screamtail. 2 energy to work with. Does that kill something? My Munkidori, maybe? Here's a Counter Catcher on my Pecharunt. Okay. There's a restart for 1. There's an Earthen Vessel. Okay, so we do get to discard a few more energy here. Discarding 1 Psychic. We get 2 more. Do we have, like, Research in the hand? That would be kind of insane. Dark Energy for the Munkidori attach. Play the Research. They do have the Research in hand, so that's pretty good. I wonder if they Mew restarted into it. Here's an Ultra Ball. Throwing away 2 more Psychics, so now they have everything they need. Now, if they have Bravery Charm, they can kill my stuff. Here's a Gardevoir in the hand. We got the alternate art, SIR. Psychic Embrace. This guy is serious. This guy don't play about his Gardevoir EX, man. And it's like he's going much faster than the previous match, too, so that's pretty good. Loading a bunch of damage on a Screamtail. Bang, bang, bang. So 80 damage on Screamtail. And now we need some damage to move on to the Pecharunt to get the KO, too. So, let's see. 20 onto Munkidori. They will retreat into the Screamtail. Adrena Brain. 20 onto my Latias. Okay, so it's looking like they want to kill my Latias here. Burrowing Scream. 160. Okay, so they don't kill my Latias. Great. Fantastic. What? I guess they couldn't have killed my Pecharunt either. Am I mistaken? What's going on here? I am flabbergasted. Turns out I don't play Counter Catcher in my deck anyway, so... Oh well. I do want to get a boss, though. So let's go retreat into Tatsugiri. And then we can go attract customers. No! Tatsugiri does not find ourselves a supporter. That's unfortunate. So we'll just play our Dark Energy onto Munkidori. Let's go Adrena Brain. Let's save our Latias here and kill the Screamtail. So Latias is now out of range of Munkidori. KO, so that's pretty good. We get a Gravity Mountain off the top. Let's see what they promote. They promote Mew. I mean, I'll take it, right? Let's go Subjugating Chains. Let's push up our Okidogi. And 520 damage. Let's bounce the Artisan here, so I don't want them to get access to an easy Munkidori. Go for Arven. Bravery Charm is good. And then Trolley is good too. Yeah, let's get another Trolley for another Okidogi. Like so. Okay, we'll get a Fez instead. Bravery Charm that, and then Chain Craze, take out this Mew for another 2 prize cards. And now we have 2 left, guys. Dude, we're just like running through these Gardevoirs on the ladder right now with Okidogi. Take 10 damage from poison. That's fine. We're 1 away from a Pecharunt attack. And if they take 2 prizes, that's what? 120 times 2 is 240. So just not enough, actually. So I only needed 2. That's why we pre-benched the Fez, guys, with Arven. Artisan, balancing my Gravity Mountain for another Munkidori. Good lord. Here's a Flip the Script. They have a Bravery Charm Drifloon, so my Okidogi does probably die here. Here's an Attach. Psychic Embrace onto the Gardevoir. This guy knows what he's doing. I do like that. Of course, PT Citadel is like slow when you have to attach 1 Psychic every single time, but he is doing things with precision and efficiency. So I do applaud you, my friend. You're worthy of the blinged out Gardevoir deck. Here's 60 onto the Drifloon. Retreat the Gardevoir. Drifloon is now inactive. 2 energy remains in the discard. Go for the Adrena Brain. Are they going for my Latias again? Is the question. Yes, they are going for Latias. They'll put 30 on the Latias, and they need 30 more, so they do kill the Latias here, unfortunately. Here's a Psychic Embrace. Adrena Brain, taking out the Latias on the bench. Bang. Unlucky. Unlucky. So that's the first 2 prizes. And then they Drifloon for another 2. But little do they know, I have Energy Switch Boss's Orders in my hand. So here, let's see what we do. Psychic Embrace again. 1 more onto Drifloon. We're doing exactly enough to kill the Okidogi here, 240, taking me out, and that's gonna be game, guys. All we gotta do is promote our Pecharunt. They have 2 prizes left, so that means I'm doing so much damage. We can E-switch onto the Munkidori here. I mean, ooh, I should have moved damage, but I think we'll be fine. Boss's orders onto the Gardevoir, and then 480 damage, irritated outburst, knocking out that Gardevoir. Dude, 2 down in a row. 2 Gardevoirs just taken by Okidogi EX here. It's getting to a 3rd game. Can we find a 3rd one in one video? That would be kind of crazy. If we do, I know what I'm titling this video. We'll see. Let's go 2nd for the first time. I do want to get a poisonous musculature off because, I don't know, but I haven't seen a Badoo yet. These Gardevoirs have not been throwing Badoos in my way. Alright, so we'll start a Latias. This hand is not good. I will say this hand is not good. Not even a Nest Ball to find ourselves a Squawkabilly to save it. It's going to be an End Zoroark, so no Gardevoir. End Zoroark is the other Gardevoir killer because it is also Dark type and it has a Darmanitan to just kill Ralts. They'll bench Zorua, 2 Darmakas, Earthen Vessel, throw away Fezandipiti. They will attach onto Zorua and then pass. Okay. So, let's see. Oh my god, we get the Okidogi here. Thank god. What a good top deck. We can bench his Munkidori. Go for this. They can't one-shot my Okidogi here, so I'm just gonna retreat. I'm gonna keep the Bravery Charm alive. I don't need the Janine either, because I can just, whatchamacallit. I won't be able to attack anyway, so I don't have another Dark Pokemon on the bench. So let's just go for the Poisonous Musculature. We can load up some energy on the Okidogi. Next turn, if we can boss out that Zoroark, bang, that's a KO. So Okidogi now fully charged. That's all we do. We do 1 action. Draw for turn. I'm assuming they have the Zoroark in hand. Here's an Arven. Nest Ball and Team Evo after 2 minutes of Arven searching, by the way. I don't know if you guys can see this clock after it's cut, but I was waiting here for a long time. You'll find 2 Zorua. Go for Nest Ball. Also, they have decided to start blowing some grass outside my window here, so if you hear that while I'm speaking, I will do my best to cut it out. Here is a TM Evo on Darumaka. Evolution. I need to find a boss. I need to kill that Zoroark, right, and then Binding Mochi as well. Zoroark is now active. Got 2 Zoroarks. That will save a dead hand, that's for sure. They will just let the turn end after TM Evo. I don't want to kill this single prize Darumaka. Oh my god, Janine Secret Art is not what we need right now. Let's go for a basic energy onto Munkidori. And Adrena Brain 20 off of my Okidogi here. Let's just start pinging it onto Zoroarks. That one is good. So I can KO it with 260 without a Binding Emoji if necessary. Yeah, let's go for Bravery Charm then, in that case. Janine, still a waste. Just go for Chain Crazed, 260, killing the single prize Darumaka. Take a slight lead, but don't love that, honestly. Wish my hand was a little bigger. Wish we had the Arven for Precious Trolley. And there it is, off the prizes. Zoroark into the active. Now this is not the other Zoroark, so I think they have maybe End's Castle in hand. We'll see. Here's a trade. Throwing away Dark Energy. So End's PP up is now activated. There's another trade. Can we save this hand here? Throwing away Counter Catcher. I haven't seen a Dragapult in like the past 15 games, I think. I've been playing a lot, testing this deck, and when I start recording, still haven't seen one. So don't even know what's going on, but I'll take it. I'll take it. This deck does play 3 Gravity Mountain, 2 one-shot Dragapult, so it is winnable. It is a winnable matchup, but today we have 2 Gardevoirs and a Zoroark. Patch return on the Zoroark. Do we have the castle? Here's a Prime Catcher. Oh no, my Latias is going down. That's upsetting. They're picking between my Munkidori and my Latias, but oh, they're taking the Munkidori, even though Latias is also Dark Weak. Here's a Zoroark that's activated. So now I need to find my Pecharunt, which I do have, and then we will be able to just take out this Munkidori here. Let me take out the Zoroark here. Here's a Buddy Poffin. Why not go for my Latias though? You can go 2/2/2 price map, or can you? 340 damage, taking out the monkey. Luckily we do have the Arven to find Precious Trolley to get our squad. Let's go Latias inactive. And we do get the Dark Energy for Munkidori again, which is fantastic. Let's go for Trolley, Bravery Charm. We play that Babiri Berry, or whatever it's called. Fezandipiti, Pecharunt, Munkidori, Tatsugiri. That's the squad right there. Let us charm up, I think our Pecharunt. Yeah, just to get it, just save it a little bit. Attach onto Munkidori. We can go for the flip the script. There's a Babiri Berry. We don't really need the Babiri Berry because it's not Archaludon. But here we go, Adrena Brain. Let's move this damage to this other Zoroark. And then Subjugating Chains. We do so much damage as Okidogi, man. It's kind of insane. Like, it's a little bit ridiculous. 260 damage. If you're poisoned, taking out the Zoroark, which basically means you need the Pecharunt on your bench for this Okidogi deck to work. But that's why it's a loyal 3. Grab ourselves Okidogi off the prizes and a Psychic Energy to enable Mind Bend and or Beyond Blade and or Clefairy. They're going to promote Reshiram. Again, I'm assuming they have the Ends Castle. Here's a trade on a Buddy Poffin. There's Ends Castle. Do we have the PP up here? Ultra Ball first. Probably for Fezandipiti. For another Zoroark. Okay, so we can trade our very last card in our hand for 2 more. Just to save something. Oh, it's an Iono. Okay, ouch. Ouchie. Binding Mochi, Gravity Mountain, Pal Pad. Not very important cards at the moment. We have 1 Arven in our discard, and they're not a stage 2. And also, our Okidogi already has a Bravery Charm on it. Here's a trade. Throwing away Buddy Poffin for 2 more. Nest Ball. We got another slow player in chat here, guys. 11 minutes again to my 17. There's a concede. Okay, yeah, this... Okay. They're looking at their Nest Ball, looking at their deck, seeing what the options were. Okidogi is just so big, man. So big. But yeah, I think we got time for 1 more game. Let's get into 1 more, just to show the power of our Okidogi here. And this is pretty good. We have an energy in our hand. Granted, it's not dark, but we don't need 3 dark energy. We just need 2 on our Okidogi. Got the Janine, got a Nest Ball for some Squawkabilly action if we need. This is all good stuff, guys. Archaludon in the active, and that's why we played the Babiri Berry, guys. Earthen Vessel, throwing away Steel Energy. Is this a poison package? I've seen so many poison package Archaludons in the ladder recently. I think it's because of the uprising of Joltik box. Joltik box hates to see Archaludon coming. 220 plus the 1 poison destroys Iron Hands and denies Fez. The 220 plus poison kills Pikachu. It's insane. It's insane. Here's an Ultra Ball. I'm assuming for a Squawkabilly, for another Duraludon, and then pass. Okay, so no poison package here. You get a Squawkabilly off the top. That's pretty sick. Let's go for Nest Ball. Let's get ourselves... okay, Latias is prized. Interesting. Interesting. Let's go for our Tatsugiri, I think, over the Pecharunt for now. Bench Okidogi. Let's go for Janine onto these 2 Okidogis. Bang. I don't think I need to use a different supporter this turn, because the goal is just to chain craze. Squawk and Seize. Here we go. Get the Arven here. We can attach onto our backup Okidogi. And if I poison this Musculature here, I'll go down 240. It doesn't seem like they're playing Poison Package, so I think I'll be fine. So let's just go for the Poison Musculature. See, if they were playing Poison Package with the Binding Mochi, this would be a way different thing. That one need to like not use Janine, pray, get the Arven, get the Babiri Berry, and attach that just so I don't die. But I'm pretty confident this isn't the poisonous build. Here's a Nest Ball for Fezandipiti early on. Pokegear for Professor's Research. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good Pokegear. Here's a Research. Throwing away Boss and Pokegear. 7 fresh cards. Do we find the Dawn? We find the Dawn. Assemble Alloy. I just barely live, guys. Archaludon is like really good against Okidogi because the numbers are so close. Especially since I poisoned myself. So I'll be going down to what? 230. Metal Defender coming in. I take 1 damage. That's why we need this Babiri Berry. I need to find Gravity Mountain to bounce this thing. There we go. And a Binding Mochi is in the callings just so I can one-shot this. Let's go bench this Fez. Attach return onto Okidogi here. And then let's grab ourselves our Binding Mochi. And then a Nest Ball for Pecharunt for next turn. Excellent. Let's throw that there. And then Nest Ball for Pech. Next turn after I lose this Ooh, I'm going to lose this to Poison, huh? I should have benched the other one. That's silly. I'm just going to die to Poison here. That's really dumb. Anyway. Chain Crazed. Oh well. It's gotta be how it's gotta be. We just both lose a prize here. Bang. Take 2 prize cards. Get a Mew and another Binding Mochi. And I just take 10 damage. Oh god. That's the issue with Okidogi, man. You gotta consider the poison damage after each turn. So let's promote our Tatsugiri. Unfortunately, we do need to sacrifice him. I don't want to give up anything else, or else they'll just take the prize lead. Bench a Scyther. Play Night Stretcher, they get their Archaludon back. Archaludon into the active. Assemble Alloy. Take 2. They can still flip the script, right? Here's the Earthen Vessel, so they do find the 3rd. They're looking for boss. That's for sure. Attach return onto Archaludon. Play Nest Ball for another Duraludon. Here's a flip. What the flip, dude? This is scary. Here's a boss. They do find the boss. My Fezandipiti. Yeah, there it is. Bounce my Gravity Mountain with another Pokemon League headquarters. They have 2? That's annoying. There goes my Fez. Unlucky. But that means my Tots is alive. There we go. Get the Arven off the top. We have the Binding Mochi here. We can KO this Archaludon. I don't play Ionos in this deck, which might be an issue. Let's go for attract customers. Find a Janine. Let's grab a boss. We're not going to use it. Unless, should we use it? But then all they need is to boss up my thing. I think we gotta kill this Archaludon, right? Just hope they don't find it. Yeah. Subjugating Chains. Push up Okidogi here. We can Vessel away Mew, I guess, for 2 more energy. We have to attach onto our active Okidogi just to bypass this freaking Pokemon League headquarters. Playing Arven just for Arven's sake, I guess. Babiri Berry. I mean, we can just grab the Babiri Berry. Super Rod. Let's get ourselves Fez, Okidogi, and a Dark Energy. That's fine. I don't even know if that was necessary, to be honest, but let's throw this onto Pecharunt. Like, they can just boss up a Squawkabilly anyway, so. Chain Craze, take out this Archaludon. Unfortunate, because all you need to do is just flip into Archaludon again, and then boss, right? So, 2 prize cards, Latias and Arven off the top. They'll promote Scyther. Oh, or they can also just Scyther me. That's also fine. I have 3 abilities. That's what, 150? I'm not Grass Weak. I'm not a Grass Weak Dark, so. Actually, Scyther's not even Grass, it's Steel once it evolves. Anyway, let's see what they do here. They have the backup Duraludon. Night Stretcher for Arch. They find it. Assemble Alloy. 2 onto Arch. That was my mistake, guys. Just not... I should have Binding Mochi'd the other Okidogi and then killed it with that so I didn't just go down 2 prizes for no reason. Because they don't play Munkidori. So that was completely a misplay for me. Here's a retreat. Do they have a boss? There's a boss. Yeah, that's going to be game, guys. That was a misplay on my end. There's a Squawkabilly. They avoid my Babiri Berry Pecharunt. 220 for the game. Unlucky. Unlucky. Not unlucky. That was my fault. But it's going to happen. Thanks for watching, guys. Next time, if you know you're going to have 10 HP left, don't leave your poison Okidogi inactive. I had another charged up one. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I am going to be traveling. I'll stay updated in the Discord, though. And then we'll be back. We'll be back for more.